Throughout our lives, we are always busy, rushing forward, growing up, journeying toward distant horizons, and chasing the glitter and glamour right before our eyes. In our youth, we yearn to grow up, to break free from constraints, and to live life exactly as we pleased. We imagined that old age was a long way off, and that our youth would never fade. Yet, looking back after traversing half a lifetime, we suddenly realize that time waits for no one. The years slip by silently and swiftly, and before we know it, we are quietly growing old. Uncle Lin and Aunt Chun are an ordinary elderly couple in our neighborhood. Their lives held no earth-shattering drama or tumultuous ups and downs. Instead, they lived a simple, unpretentious, and steady life. In their younger years, they were busy, toiling for a livelihood, managing the household, and worrying over their children, devoting the prime of their lives to the mundane yet essential rhythms of daily existence. Back then, the days seemed endless, a tedious and repetitive cycle, yet in the blink of an eye, dark hair turned to frost, the years etched their marks, and half a lifetime of trials and triumphs quietly drew to a close. In the naivety of youth, we often viewed aging as something distant and terrifying. We dreaded the wrinkles appearing around our eyes, the graying of our hair, the loss of a light step, and the thought of time stealing away the passion and vibrancy of youth. We raced against time, clinging desperately to our youthful appearance and fervent passions, resisting the passage of years and fearing the relentless march of time. Yet, watching Uncle Lin and Aunt Chun grow old together, I finally understood. Aging is not a punishment inflicted by time, but rather its gentlest gift. True aging is not about the fading of one's looks or the frailty of the body. It is about the clarity, composure, and serenity that come after weathering half a lifetime of life's storms. The neighborhood is always quiet and gentle in the early morning, with sunlight filtering through the foliage to dapple the long walking paths. Every morning, one can see two figures moving slowly, strolling side by side as they walk gently forward. Uncle Lin's legs were somewhat frail, making his pace slow. Aunt Chun never rushed him, always adjusting her own stride to match his rhythm. They rarely raised their voices or engaged in animated chatter. Instead, they exchanged occasional soft whispers, sharing tender glances and a leisurely gait as they walked through life together, day after day, year after year. No one would have guessed that this quiet, aging couple had once lived through a youth burning with passion. They, too, had known the recklessness of youth, with bright, clear eyes and light steps, full of longing for the future. In his younger days, Uncle Lin stood tall and spirited. To support his family, he toiled ceaselessly, braving wind and rain to shoulder the heavy burdens of their household. Aunt Chun, meanwhile, was gentle and radiant. She tended to their home and the myriad details of daily life, caring for their children with devotion and embracing life's hardships with a tender, forgiving heart. Half a lifetime flew by, and they poured the best years of their youth entirely into their family and their life together. To ensure their children grew up well and their days remained stable and smooth, they scrimped and saved, silently enduring hardships and swallowing grievances. They lavished all their tenderness and devotion on their family, often neglecting themselves in the process. They, too, had loved life and yearned for freedom. They had once harbored youthful dreams and visions of distant horizons. Yet, in the end, they yielded to the demands of daily existence and compromised for the sake of their loved ones, quietly tending to their lives and steadfastly holding their ground through the ordinary passage of time. Time is utterly impartial, showing favoritism to no one. As the years quietly slipped by, they took away the raw passion and exuberance of youth, along with that once vibrant spirit. The once upright posture gradually became stooped and frail. The once dark hair turned frosty white. The once lively eyes became etched with fine wrinkles. And the young man and woman who once moved with the swiftness of the wind eventually slowed to a gentle, measured pace. In their twilight years, the restlessness and obsessions of their earlier lives have faded away. They no longer need to hustle for a living, toil over trivialities, or fret about the road ahead. Their children have grown up, established their own families and careers, and set off to pursue lives of their own. After a lifetime of busyness, They have finally slowed their hurried pace to return to the quiet, simple rhythm of their own lives. I often see them in the evening, sitting on the bench downstairs, quietly watching the sun go down. With the gentle glow of the sunset and a cool evening breeze, they sit side by side, calm, unhurried, and at peace. Sometimes they remain silent, simply gazing at the colorful clouds on the horizon. At other times, they chat about daily life and reminisce over the small, cherished moments of the past. Occasionally, they gently hold hands or lean softly against one another, a picture of serenity and contentment. Some say that growing old means becoming dull, lonely, or losing one's passion for life. Yet, in them, I see the most beautiful side of aging. Growing old has stripped away the impulsiveness and recklessness of youth, leaving behind a lifetime's accumulation of gentleness and wisdom. In their younger years, they might have vied for success, argued over right and wrong, or chased after fame and fortune. Only in old age did they come to realize that life's most precious treasures are not worldly accolades or riches, but rather safety, well-being, and the comfort of having a companion by one's side, living out one's years free from worry. They no longer compare their lives with others, fret over gains and losses, or worry about the future. Their days are simple and peaceful: morning walks, quiet evenings, tending to flowers and plants, reading and sipping tea, living a quiet life and enjoying a stable, serene twilight. Though their days are unadorned, they possess a gentle, rich quality born of time's passage. Having weathered the storms of half a lifetime, they have finally learned to treat themselves kindly, to make peace with life, and to embrace the passing years with grace. When the weather turns cool, Uncle Lin thoughtfully reminds Aunt Chun to put on extra clothes. Aunt Chun, in turn, remembers all his dietary restrictions and carefully tends to his meals. After a lifetime together, the fiery passion of their early romance has mellowed into a steady, enduring affection. There are no flowery words of love or contrived romantic gestures. Instead, the care, tolerance, and companionship woven into their daily routine embody the deepest form of love. Time may age us, but it never fails to honor deep affection. They weathered life's storms side by side in their youth, and now, hand in hand, they spend their remaining years together. From raven hair to silver strands, from youthful innocence to the weathered look of experience, and from fiery passion to serene contentment, they have witnessed each other's growth, embraced each other's imperfections, and walked side by side for the better part of their lives. The most moving romance in this world is not the whirlwind passion of youth, but the steadfast devotion of growing old together, never parting, never tiring of one another's company, and sharing the passing years. Watching them, I finally let go of all my fears about aging. We will all grow old eventually. It is an inescapable destiny for everyone, yet also the gentlest destination on the journey of time. Aging is never the beginning of decline, but rather the start of life's true deepening and enrichment. In our youth, we live for the eyes of others, chasing glamour, competing for status, and obsessing over outcomes, living a life that is hurried and exhausting. Only in old age do we truly live for ourselves, taking gains and losses in stride, letting go of obsessions, embracing